Okay, then we are live, and today I think Vijay Vishwanath, Kahan hai Nikhil sir, we are here, sir. We are live. I was just coordinating with Mr. Sunil Gavaskar, who will be joining us shortly. So just waiting for him, and let's see what he has to say about this loss. I don't know how you guys look at it, and I'd love to see your, uh, you know, comments. I would have wanted India to have won, maybe some positive, maybe to look at in the future. But in a way, I don't know what your opinion is. In a way, I think it is also fair that India lost, because if India loses, only then will some major churning happen. That's when major steps will be taken to rectify Indian cricket. Had India won this game, maybe we would have just uh, gone over all the mistakes and hid it in some way. I think that this match, because India has lost, there is going to be introspection. There will have to be some very very harsh decision that need to be taken. India will have to sort out their limited over game. We've discussed that before. I tweeted that out as well, and a lot of people agreed with those thoughts, and they were also of the similar opinion that I think the Indian team really needs to look at their ODI template. What happened today? What have we got? A lot of people are commenting here saying, I think we've got Deepak Chahar. I think so too. Forget about his batting. Okay, firstly, let's talk about that batting towards the end. I was just talking to a few fans in our office. I got a call after, India lost. And a lot of people were saying, but why did Deepak Chahar play that shot? Why did Jasprit Bumrah play that shot? Fair point. I think those shots could have been avoided by Deepak Chahar or Jasprit Bumrah. But do you expect these guys to win you the match with the bat? No, no. Their job, primary job, is with the ball. That's why they're in the team. Whatever comes from them is a bonus. So Jasprit Bumrah is bowling his heart out, picking up wickets, been the most standout bowler for India. Deepak Chahar got his chance today. You wanted some quick wickets. India wasn't getting quick wickets. Then he got you those quick wickets. Now, what do you expect? You expect him to win the match also? My mind went back to that. I don't know how many of you remember that 69, I think he got in Sri Lanka, helped you win that ODI series there. But those are going to be far and few in between. That's not his primary job. What is Deepak Chahar's primary role? That of being a bowler. So I don't think it'll be fair to be blaming Chahar for that shot or Jasprit Bumrah for that shot. I think they did as much as you expect out of them being bowlers. If they had taken India across the line, it would have been great, fantastic. But if they didn't, then I still think you need to blame the batsman only. Before this match had started, I was having a conversation with Madan Lal on the Aaj Tak platform, and he said that the problem with India in particular is its bowling. You're not getting wickets. But today, was India's bowling an issue? No, I think 288 any team would have taken on this ground with a batting conducive pitch. And you expected, even Temba Bahua came before the game and said that 300 plus we want. 288, you expected them to chase that down with the batting order that you went in. You went in with an extra batsman as well. Venkatesh Iyer, the all-rounder, you dropped, and you got Sky in. But no, you couldn't. So I think the batsmen have to take a blame, and I'll take a few comments. A lot of you are, talking about that. Dipayan Day says Indian middle order lacks quality. Absolutely, Dipayan, I agree with you. Anurag Kumar, our regular watcher, he joins us from Kathmandu every day. He says, me and my family are very sad that India has lost. He's sending his love from Kathmandu. I think, yes, fans will be sad that they lost this game, but I think there's a larger good to that. I think there is a positive in that. And I think that you need to look at. The positive in that is that now some harsh decisions will have to be taken. Had you won this match, maybe you could have said, oh, one bad game and we lost the series, but otherwise everything is right. No, it's not. So you need to fix those changes. Pratik Nandi, drop Pant. A lot of comments. Sanskar Saxena says, rest in peace, the middle order. Sai Kiran says, Pant is wonderful in test, but not in ODI. Drop chances and doesn't bat well. Sai, I have to agree with you. I think in test cricket, he has a utility. He is going to be part of your team. He can change test matches single-handedly with a bat. But I think in ODI cricket, see, just go back. Actually, the Indian team had even dropped him from white ball cricket. You actually went to KL Rahul. And at one point, Virat Kohli came out and said that that's going to be a future option. KL Rahul keeping, that's where they had gone. But then they went back to Pant, and then now they're stuck with him again. Hits and misses. The problem is not the number of runs. He had a good innings also in the ODI series, but the problem is in the manner you're getting out. I don't think you can get away with this, that ye to aise batting karta, that's his style. I don't think that excuse can work every time. You cannot. For someone who's been now consistently playing international cricket for a few years, has played enough ODI cricket or T20 cricket, I don't think you can now give this excuse and say, oh, ye to aise hi batting karta hai. That cannot be done. And I think we heard in the test match when he played that rash stroke, Virat Kohli came out and spoke about it. Rahul Dravid apparently had a talk with Rishabh Pant. Everyone came out and spoke about it, saying that, listen, mistakes can happen, but it's the timing of the mistake and the intent behind it, and if you do not repeat your mistakes, that's important. We thought that after the talk that he may have had with the team management, he had improved because he showed glimpses of that in the test match. So we thought maybe he's learned from it. He's not going to play any rash stroke. He will get you runs very quickly, but there will be a time and a method to it. But no, this ODI is proved again. This was a chase that India should have chased down. Had Rishabh Pant batted a bit longer, your top two out of the top three gave you a decent enough start in Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli. From there on, you had to build. What has Deepak Chahar and Bumrah showed you, that you can go so close to winning this game? This despite the middle order not doing very well in Shreyas Iyer or Rishabh Pant. I think you need to have a hard talk with Rishabh Pant at this moment in white ball cricket. I hope Rahul Dravid does that. I know Rahul Dravid has done it in the past, and I hope he does it again. When he was captain, I know Rahul Dravid had some harsh word for some of his players and didn't mind saying whatever he felt. And I would want him as a coach also to do that, especially with Rishabh Pant. This cannot carry on. I'm saying this attitude as ye aise hi batting karta hai, that cannot carry on. Abhishek Sharma says, what happened, guys? Whole nation is playing against India 11. Missed Virat's energy in second test. Seriously. Okay, Abhishek is saying, what is happening, guys? Whole nation is playing against India 11. I don't know, Abhishek, are you talking about that the entire country is criticizing this team? I don't know whether that's your opinion, but if criticism is coming their way, don't you think it's natural? It is going to happen with this kind of a performance where you've just been whitewashed completely. Shouldn't criticism come their way? Shouldn't questions be asked of how this Indian team is playing? Unless, of course, Abhishek, you're trying to make a point that the entire Indian team is not up to the mark. Maybe you're being sarcastic. I don't know if that is the thing. If you are being that, then I think the Indian team at the moment, with the way they are playing, such criticism is going to come. So, nothing much you can do. Pratik is saying Deepak Chahar almost did an Imran Tahir. Yeah, but Imran Tahir helped his team win, and that's a Legends League, different match. But here, Deepak couldn't take you there. But again, I won't blame him. I won't blame him for that shot. Whatever you got from him was an extra. His job, again, I reiterate, his job in the team is that of being a bowler. If he's doing that job, then he needs to be there. As a batsman, everything he gives you is going to be a bonus. Rishabh Pant's wicket keeping. Dhanush is, one of our regular watchers. I agree. Rishabh Pant's wicket keeping also has to be scrutinized. Again, some crucial misses. Last one day, also a crucial drop catch of Quinton de Kock. Sure, that is going to come under the scanner. And when you're going to have this conversation with Rishabh Pant for his batting, wicket keeping will also be a topic of conversation. As I said, you saw the Indian team go to KL Rahul earlier. That's an option they can always go back to. Ishan Kishan didn't get a chance to play in this series. He's another option you can go to. And I think at some point those questions will be asked. Just to let you know, those of you who are joining us, Sunil Gavaskar is going to be coming here on the platform. I'll try and take some of your questions to him, and I hope we can get some insights into why this Indian team is where it is. Tushar Agi sent a super chat. He says, ask Sunny sir, if he would have won, then it would have tapered the cracks. Yes. So it is a blessing in disguise. Final frontier became a nightmare. Tushar, I'll take that question. Actually, in fact, that is exactly what I had said at the start as well. Had India won this game, it would have tapered a few cracks. So in a way, it's a blessing in disguise that you've lost. That way, in the long run, you can address the issues. In the short run, it may be not an ideal scenario where you end up losing 3-0, but in the long term, it may do some sort of good to the Indian team. I agree. Bhola saying, why is the intensity very low in Virat? Two reasons. One, he's not captain, so maybe the camera is not there. I think people are also talking about the catch that was towards the end of the match. So, sometimes we see towards the end of the match those wickets coming. You don't see players really celebrating. So that could be the reason. Also, he's not captain, so his involvement is obviously naturally going to reduce. That's not to say that he's not giving all his best into the team. But it could also be the pressure. We've got two interviews up on Sports Today. One by Shoaib Akhtar. You can go and check that out on Sports Today, where Shoaib Akhtar has mentioned that he had a conversation with Virat Kohli, where Virat had suggested that there was a lot of pressure, outside pressure. It's not so much cricketing pressure. Ravi Shastri, who Virat is very close to, they shared a great bond together as coach and captain, and you can imagine that they must be speaking quite regularly. Ravi Shastri has also come out and said in an exclusive interview to Sports Today, which is going to be up tonight in 1 hour from now at 11:30, that Ravi Shastri full interview is going to be up on Sports Today. So you can listen into Ravi Shastri, where he's saying that a lot of people could not digest the success that was coming Virat's way, and that's why they wanted him out as captain. So he's hinting at a few maybe BCCI officials or people outside the team who were not very keen to see Virat become very successful. So if Ravi Shastri is saying it, there has to be merit. Now there's no more conjecture, or we're trying to guess, or what is happening, or sources are telling us. No, Ravi Shastri is saying this on record. That interview is going to be up. You can watch the entire 20-minute interview at 11:30. It's going to premiere on Sports Today. So that has an answer. Ayan Sharma, slightly off the topic, but I'll take it because it's trending. It says Vamika looks just like Virat. I know, I have to agree with you. I saw that image of Vamika, their 1-year-old daughter. Anushka was holding him, and I think Virat also did sign for his daughter after reaching the 50. Pity he couldn't get to 100. But the broadcaster showed the young, cute-looking daughter of Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma. And I agree with you in terms of first impressions. She did look like, she does look a lot like Virat Kohli. I have to say that. Of course, but remember, kids keep changing as they grow older. As a father of a daughter myself, I can tell you, they, in different phases, they look like different parents. But that was completely on a different note. But yeah, it was lovely to see such a cute-looking daughter of Virat Kohli, Anushka Sharma. That's trending, by the way, on social media. That's the number one trend I saw. That's one of the trending topics. Okay, there are... Vijay Vishwanathan saying really missed Rohit's captaincy and all-rounder Jadeja. I completely agree with you. I think you missed Rohit Sharma, the batsman. You missed Rohit Sharma, the captain. And you also missed all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja. KL Rahul's captaincy wasn't great in that test match in the first two ODIs. I thought he improved in this game. I thought there was better captaincy, better rotation of bowlers, a better plan that KL came with. Whether it was in consultation with Rahul Dravid, we don't know. But I saw a better KL Rahul today. But yeah, nothing to compare what Rohit Sharma brings to the table. He's got the experience. He commands that respect. He's been very, very successful, as you know, in the T20 format with his IPL franchise. So in all, I agree. You missed him. You missed Ravindra Jadeja too. He brings a different dimension to the sport. Great fielder. Now, as a batsman, the last 2-3 years, he's completely improved as well. So yeah, I think you missed that as well. I'll try and Big Boy is saying end of a disastrous tour for India on and off the field. I agree. I think off the field activities had a lot to do with this being a disastrous tour. Ashutosh Garg, we have a massive problem, Ashutosh is saying, and I completely agree with all the sentiments you guys are sharing. Ashutosh is saying Rahane and Pujara in tests need to be replaced by Shreyas Iyer, and Shreyas Iyer needs to be replaced in the ODIs. Catch 22. I know. I think that is what is going to happen. I think Shreyas Iyer is going to get a chance in test matches once you play at home. In ODI cricket, I would rate Surya Kumar ahead of Shreyas Iyer. Listen, Shreyas got all 3 ODIs in this series, and Surya Kumar got just 1. Even in this game, look at the strike rate difference between a Surya Kumar and Shreyas Iyer. In fact, if there was a player who could have been a bit circumspect, a bit careful, it could have been Surya Kumar, because he was playing his first game. Instead, he was the aggressor and he was scoring at much over 100 strike rate. That's not easy when that's the only game you're getting to play. So many eyes are on you. That shows the kind of attitude that Surya Kumar Yadav brings. And if I was captain, he'd be a regular in my team. Any captain would love that kind of attitude, selfless attitude. That it's a do or die game for him as well. He's getting to just play one game, yet he's going all out with a good strike rate. Those are qualities. Sometimes you look at players. So I agree. That is something they're going to look at. Aniket Tare. Can Shardul and Chahar play in the 11 same time? Aniket, very good question. I think no, not possible. Unless you have a very good all-rounder, and I'm not counting Shardul and Deepak as all-rounders, I'm saying an out-and-out all-rounder, the balance doesn't really help you, which means you'll have to play with 5 out-and-out bowlers if you don't have the luxury of the all-rounder, which means 6 batsmen. 5 out and out bowler. Can Shardul be an out and out bowler? No, because on certain days he tends to be expensive. What are you going to do at that time if you don't have a sixth bowling option? Yes, Shreyas Iyer, Virat Kohli, 1 or 2 overs, but not big option. And if you're only going to, let's say on a bad day, Shardul bowls only 5 overs, how are you going to manage? I think that could be an issue. Deepak Chahar, I think he picks you wickets there early, is not expensive and is giving you a lot with the bat, so you can go in with. But for Shardul, I'll play a regular bowler who more often than not will give you 10 very tight overs. So that's a conundrum that the Indian team will find itself in, and you'll have to find a solution. I think the solution is Deepak Chahar at the moment. Shardul can be a backup because, as I said, his bowling sometimes leaves a lot to be desired. Temba Bavuma, a lot of appreciation post for Temba Bavuma. I agree. I'm loving his captaincy. See, it wasn't easy for him as well. When he was appointed captain, people thought that will he command the respect of the players? He isn't very experienced himself. There were even articles written that were making him captain because he's a person of color. All of that, he's put all of those things to rest. I think what he's proving right now is that he is a fantastic leader, sharp captain, great decision. No matter what bowling attack you give him, Anrik Nokia is out of injury, Rabada pulled out, they wanted to give him rest. Whatever you gave him, even it didn't have his 2 spinners today made one change, got Pretorius as an all-rounder. No matter what combination, he's getting the best out of his team. He's turning out to be a very, very good captain. I'm really liking it. Ayan Sharma says, Nikhil, sir, if sorry, Ayan, your question just went. I'll go back to it. Prince Mandra. Can Virat bat a bit lower to guide the inexperienced middle order? Same as MSD did with Raina, Jadeja and Kedar. Interesting. See, MSD is a different batsman. He could bat that, lower batting position suited him also. Is Virat that kind of a batsman? No. Virat is a batsman who can be anchor at one end. He'll control the inning, so he has to come a little higher up the order. No, so I don't think you can compare Virat and MS. Completely different types of batsmen. So Virat will have to bat at 3. I think there were even suggestions to open with him, but I think that cannot happen once Rohit is back. You've got Shikhar and Rohit. You have other options as well. So Virat at 3, I think, is better. At 4, I think Surya Kumar would be ideal. I think he's that one guy you can invest long term with him, that has that experience, is an asset on the field as well while fielding, can play in any gear. You ask him to control, he'll control. You ask him to go all out, he'll do that. No, for me, I think he's not going to be that. Mohammad Alam, thank you so much for your kind comment. It's glad that you're with us. We're waiting for Sunil Gavaskar to come. He should be here very, very soon, and then we'll try and get him to answer a few questions once he joins us. Fanboy view and KL captaincy, I've just given the view. Just go back onto the video. We've already discussed that, so I thought no point getting into that once again. Ashutosh Garg says, what about Virat Kohli's performance in 3 ODIs? With so much around, he has done a great job, I believe. I'm sure when Rohit is around, he will flourish. I agree. So with the bat, I think Virat has had a great ODI series. He also would have liked to have finished a few games for India, would have liked to help them. But one game, out on duck happens with any batsman. The 2 other games was looking good. Almost looked like he's going to get to his 100. That didn't come. First false shot he plays, he gets out. That I think is a bit unlucky, but He's looking good. I think, his average is right up there. He's been scoring a lot of runs. So I don't think he has anything to worry. But you're right, that outside pressure, now that a lot of players have spoken, a lot of former players in the know of things who are close to Virat, they're all talking about that outside pressure that was building up on him. So now it's no more a figment of our imagination. It's the truth. A lot of them are talking about it. So on that front, I think, you'd have to give it to him that under the circumstances, still doing very, very well. And I don't think that 100 is too far away. Pratik Nandi, Nikhil, can we expect Sunny G today to be more critical of some players, as he kept saying we should wait till the series gets over? Pratik, you'll find out very shortly as soon as he joins us. Let me see how he is and where he is at the moment. So, I'm just waiting for him to join us. I think he should be here anytime. Will he be critical or not? I don't know. We'll have to just wait for that. I'm just checking that, when is he? I think he's going to be coming here anytime now. I'm just waiting for Sunny Ji to join us. As soon as he comes here, I'll just try and get him to answer your questions. Any moment now, could be a minute or 2 minutes, he's going to be coming here. Kamlesh Parmar says if Virat was captain, result would have been very, very different. Okay, Sunny Bhai is here. I can see him. He's getting ready. So I'm just going to add him onto the stream right now. There we have
Yeah.
Already a lot of people asking me about series. Some of them have pointed out that Sunny Bhai said in your previous chat that all the criticism he has, he'll wait for the series to be over and then give his final analysis. So they've asked me questions. Now that the series is over, will we get Sunny Bhai to talk about individual players? I'll try and ask him some of those questions. Firstly, Sunny Bhai, the one question has come, and I was talking, a lot of fans are saying, oh, Deepak Chahar shouldn't have played that shot, or Jasprit Bumrah shouldn't have played that shot. They should have taken India across the line. How do you view it? Would you take whatever came from them because they're primarily bowlers and that's a bonus? Or do you think there is some sort of onus on them also to be a bit careful? How do you see that situation?
I think it's a mix of both. Nikhil, clearly, yes, because they're experienced players. And so therefore, when it is so close, then you don't really need to play a risky shot. Deepak Chahar played outstanding, absolutely unbelievable batting. The way he hit those two back-to-back sixes, the boundaries that he squatted when the fielder was in the 30-yard circle and shot third man, absolutely brilliant, innovative stuff. But like I said on the Hindi show just now, I think what has happened is ever since cricket has started to be televised, people are now not looking to do things the simple, sensible way. For example, at that stage, India needed, when Chahar got out, if I'm not mistaken, India needed 10 runs of 18 deliveries. So
Yeah.
technically, you could actually play 8 dot balls and then take singles of the other and still win. So at that stage, there was no need to take a risk. No need to take a risk. But what has happened is, because it's become a television show now, everything is about entertainment. Everything is about looking, glamorous and glorious. And that is the reason in looking to not do the 1-1-1 and win comfortably. People want to see the match being finished with a bang. And that is where, sometimes you can make a mistake, particularly if you're not a top order batsman. Even a top order batsman can make a mistake. But that is what is happening. You want to say, Arey, see, he finished the match with a six. What a six, yeah. What a boundary, yeah. But if you take it 1-1-1, nobody is happy with that. It seems that nobody seems to be happy, and therefore people are going for the glory shots. And a match which was right in your hands is out.
Okay, now I'm sure all Indian fans would have wanted India to win this last ODI. It was an exciting game, but there's another way of looking at it. Would you say that it could have been a blessing in disguise, because then you won't taper over any sort of cracks that may have been emerging, because you could have said, oh, we won this final game. Now that it's been 3-0, certain hard calls going forward in white ball cricket, in ODI cricket, this loss, this 3-0, will force, whether it's the selectors, whether it's the team management, to take some hard decision when it comes to white ball cricket.
I think you really do need to take a hard look at the composition of your 11. We mustn't forget, of course, that two of our top players, Rohit Sharma and Ravindra Jadeja, were not playing in this series. Their performances over the years for India in all formats of the game has been outstanding. So India missed them very, very badly. Rohit with the starts that he would be giving, and then Jadeja at number seven, scoring a quick 30, 40, picking two, three wickets in his 10 overs, taking a couple of brilliant catches, effecting a run out or two. I think those things were missed badly by the Indian team. So yes, I think we really need to look at some other players who were in this party, and don't be emotional now, because now is the time to start rebuilding. I mean, this is what I've been saying, that we have got two teams, and with the greatest of respect to both those teams, they are not the sternest of opposition. West Indies and Sri Lanka also not the sternest of opposition. I'm not writing them off, but I do believe that it'll be a little bit easier against them. So this is the time that you want to maybe blood a few people, or some who have been on the fringe and who have played the odd game for India. You want to give them more opportunities to establish themselves or to show what they're made of. And I think this is the time to do it.
Okay, so you're talking about some young players that needed to be, looked at as far as future of Indian white ball cricket is concerned. Three players I'm going to talk about that were given a chance in this particular game: Prasidh Krishna, and there was Deepak Chahar and Surya Kumar Yadav. I'm not looking at the total runs he got, but to be getting a strike rate of more than 100 in the only game that he's played, in which case most other players may have looked at it, oh, that's the only chance I'm going to get. I might as well get my runs. But yet his strike rate was outstanding. I'm comparing him with Shreyas Iyer while he was batting. So are these three players in Prasidh Krishna and Deepak Chahar and Surya Kumar Yadav that are the ones that you need to invest a little bit more in going forward?
Definitely. They have only enhanced their claims by the way they have played today. Yes, it was a dead rubber, but for them it was not, because for them it was an opportunity to show what they're capable of. And they knew that South Africa would be very keen to have a complete sweep of the series, and so that the pressure would be on them. And they came through very well. There's no question about it. They came through very well, and which is the reason I think you need to invest in them more. Give them the feeling that yes, now they belong to the team, that now they'll get more opportunities than being made to sit out in the dugout. So yes, definitely these three names are ones that you need to look at for the future.
And who do you think would need a break at the moment? I'm not saying you're going to discard people, but at the moment, because you're looking in the at the future, who are the few players that you think need some sort of a break to go sort their game out and then come back?
I think the Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Mm.
I'm not even sure what kind of a future he has, because he's lost out on pace. The accuracy he had at the start, where he was getting the ball to move and get the wickets, and then again towards the end overs, the way he was coming in bowling, that has probably deserted him for the moment. So maybe it's time for him to go back to the basics and work hard and make a case for himself again. So that's the one name that certainly comes in mind. On pitches like we are going to play in Australia and South Africa, you will also have to take into account, the spin bowlers, whether they will be that much effective. So those are the areas that you need to certainly have a look at. But maybe with Jadeja coming back, your spin bowling option by itself is taken care of, because if you're going to play the T20 World Cup in Australia, where the ball doesn't really bounce, doesn't really turn that much, it bounces a little bit more. Somebody like a Jadeja will probably be your only spinner in the 11.
Okay, now because plenty of questions are being raised as far as India's middle order is concerned, do you think one reason why that middle order hasn't been firing in white ball cricket is because primarily the batsmen who are batting at number 5 or number 6 are the batsmen who usually bat either number 3 or sometime even open. You have like guys like Venkatesh Iyer, you have guys like Shreyas Iyer, you have folks like Surya Kumar Yadav. These are all guys batting sometime top 3 or at least top 4, but 5 6 batting there, completely different skill sets needed. Do you think that's also gone against them?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What you need is a different skill set if you're suddenly from the middle order pushed to open the batting, because then you're facing the brand new ball. Whether you bat 3, 4, 5, or 6 shouldn't make a difference at all. Absolutely, uh, no need to change anything. You need to assess the situation, see what like if you're batting at 3 and early wickets have fallen, then you try to rebuild the innings. That's the kind of thing that you do, whether it's 20 overs or whether it's a 50 overs game. At the same time, looking for ones and twos So I think that is no excuse. That guys batting at number three are batting at four, five, or six. That's no excuse at all.
Okay. The one player that features a lot in our comment section with all the viewers, that is Rishabh Pant. What did you firstly make of this particular shot that he played? I know sometime, with certain aggressive batsmen, it said, yeah, aise hi khelta hai, that's his style, so let him play. Can that logic be applied all the time?
Well, that only the team management will be able to tell you. I mean, we all know what he's capable of. We all sort of, are like literally we are changing our view and opinion about him every other day. Because one day he plays a blinder of an innings, the next day he plays a shot like he did today, and you just start to wonder. But I think somewhere down the line, my feeling is that I think somebody like a Rahul Dravid will sit him down and tell him what a marvelous talent he is, and all that he needs to do is to give himself a little bit of time out in the middle, like he did in Australia. He gave himself time out in the middle. I mean, the reason we bring that Australia, test matches up is when he scored that 96 at Sydney, then he scored that 89 at Brisbane. He gave himself time in the middle. And only after that, he started to go for the big shots. So that becomes easier because you know what the pitch is doing. You know your feet are moving, everything, your eyes set, everything is done. And with all those shots, even if he scores a zero of 10 deliveries, the first 10 deliveries that he faces, he scores a zero. He hasn't scored a run. We all know in the next four deliveries, he's capable of scoring 16 runs. And so the strike rate suddenly from zero becomes 150. So that is the capability that he has. And which is what Rahul Dravid now needs to sit with him and tell him some home truths that this is what, when you bat at number four, this is what is expected of you. That we want runs from you. We don't want to, you hit a six of the first ball, you get out for the second, get out to the second, your strike rate is 300. But that's not what we want. We want a strike rate where you're taking the team home. And he's capable of doing that. He's done it in the past and he can do it. And that's what I said. I think Dravid needs to sit him down and tell him how good a player he is. And
Okay.
therefore, with that goodness and talent comes a little sense of wanting to do that much better for the team.
I'm going to take last two questions with you before I let you go. Before that, I'm just taking a comment from Anurag Kumar that I can see. He's saying that Sunny sir is looking like Devanand. Out of all the comments, I've
Are
picked that. So you, that really stood out of all cricketing comments that we're getting. Okay, just Pant on the batting front, as you've spoken, that sometime he can really mesmerize you with the kind of stroke play, and then sometimes he can leave you disappointed. But what are you making of Rishabh Pant's wicket keeping skills? Because some very crucial chances have been dropped in the last few ODIs.
Well, the question is, therefore, that we probably don't know is trying to find out are his fingers okay? Because look, you have to keep wickets even in a charity match. You keep wickets in a charity match and you get six deliveries which the batsman has left alone and you collect them with the gloves on. That's when you realize how that with the gloves on, how the ball hurts you. It is painful. Of course, it's not damaging, but it is painful. Now, here is a man who's been keeping wickets to express bowlers. Here is a man who's been, diving and collecting throws. And sometimes you do have maybe one little painful thing, not a fracture, but one little painful sort of finger digit, and in trying to protect that, you sometimes your hand position is not quite there. So does he have that problem? That is something that we need to find out. Otherwise, I don't think that should be any worry, because wicket keeping is a job where your one mistake, like umpiring for example, you could have a brilliant time as an umpire. You get 9 out of 10 decisions right. The 10th one which you don't get right is the one talked about. Same with wicket keepers. You can take brilliant catches, 10 brilliant catches. The 11th one which you drop is the one that will be talked about. So my only concern is I hope his fingers are all right, because otherwise there's nothing to worry. Technically, I think he'll be fine. I think he spends a lot of time with Riddhiman Saha, and Riddhiman Saha would be one of the best coaches for wicket keeping and guiding. And Saha is a team man, and we've seen him encourage Rishabh Pant. So I would imagine that I don't think there's too much to worry about his wicket keeping, just whether his fingers are fine.
Okay, there's a question that's come for you, and I will take that as well because it comes from a friend of mine called Chandresh. He says, why is it that India had so many dual purpose seam bowling all rounders in the 80s, Saima, when you were playing, when India had a great ODI side as well? We don't have that now. Why is that happening?
But there are players who are around, and from when you have a look at some of the scores in the Mustaq Ali Trophy or even in the Vijay Hazare, you will find that there are players who are dual purpose. We had Venkatesh Iyer who didn't quite get the opportunities to bowl in the first match, and in the second he bowled a little bit. Probably was a bit nervous. The first two matches were played on real beauty of batting pitches, so therefore it wasn't easy for any bowler. But you look around, there. I'm not going to take names, but recently Himachal Pradesh won the trophy. Have a look
Okay.
at have a look at their composition. Have a look at the players that they have. Have a look at whether they have seam bowlers or not. Point is, spread the net far and wide. You can have your four selectors, five selectors, but also I think there is a necessity for having scouts, like the selection committee says, or the board cricket board says, listen, you be a scout. I know when we had the match referees, they were also like scouts, so that they would come and say to the selection committee, yes, I think this player looks pretty good, batsman, bowler, wicket keeper. I think that's the kind of setup that we need, because look, cricket is spread far and wide, and we've seen over the years what's happened. Some of the top cricketers have come from the interiors, not from the metros. So there will be top cricketers, top all-rounders in the interiors. Go and find them.
Okay, final question, Sahiba, that comes from Virappan Ajit. I hope that's his real name, but that's the digital name that he goes by. He wants to know, is there any sort of a relation with the changing of coach, with Ravi Shastri going out and Rahul Dravid coming in, and the results that we're getting at the moment?
No, no, I don't think so. I mean, what happened against New Zealand? Did we not win against New Zealand? So I don't think the coach has. Obviously, coach will take his time to find his feet in a change room, which has been pretty much together. And suddenly there's a new person coming in. So there are two or three new people coming in, because the bowling coach is gone, the fielding coach is gone, and the coach is gone. So obviously that setup will take a little time to settle in. But we've got more than a year and a half, 2 years to go before this comes up. Their places or their report card should be done. Right now, I think I don't think we should read too much in the fact that with the change in the support staff, the Indian team is losing. I don't think so. I think South Africa was just that much more determined and that much more resourceful, as we saw in today's game.
All right, Sunny Bhai, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for giving us time and answering all our questions, some thrown by me, some from the viewers who joined us. I'll let you go. I know you have somewhere else to go at the moment. I hope to catch you there. But just for our viewers, I'm summing up as Sunny Bhai leaves and joins the other platform. You can tune in to Aaj Tak, because that's where he'll be heading on to. Sunny Bhai, you can leave. Just
Okay.
exit the meeting. I'll just wind up. And for those of viewers who are just joining us now, I'm just letting you know things that he has said. He thinks that there's not too much of an issue with Rishabh Pant's wicket keeping, and about his batting, he spoke about that. There will be days where he will really impress you. There will be days he'll disappoint. But what he wants is Rahul Dravid to have a word with Rishabh Pant, and maybe from there on things can be sorted out. He named a few players that could be the ones that you have to invest in. Surya Kumar Yadav, Prasidh Krishna, and Deepak Chahar are those players. He thinks maybe Bhuvneshwar Kumar's time with the Indian team is done, and you need to look beyond and see how you can look at some other players. So some very important talking points that he just spoke of. Also said that some hard calls will have to be taken. Maybe in a way it's a blessing in disguise that you lost the third ODI. That way you don't paper over any cracks that may have emerged. So some hard calls need to be taken going forward, and you have to decide. Once Ravindra Jadeja comes, he also had the feeling that he'd be that one spinner that India plays. So this whole talk about Ashwin and whether Chahal is that level anymore or not, or whether there's been a dip in form, or is Jayant Advav someone you're going to invest in? He's answered that by saying, I think it'll be sorted once Ravindra Jadeja is fit. He'll be that one lone spinner that India will go in with. Thanks so much for your company. I have to wrap this up here. We've gone on for 40 minutes, but I hope all your questions were answered. Do subscribe to Sports Today because we have some very interesting interviews coming up. I just told you that we have a Ravi Shastri exclusive where he's spoken about Virat Kohli's captaincy and all the pressure on him from the outside. That's going to be up in another 20-25 minutes. So if you press the bell icon, you'll know when that interview goes up, and then you can see that exclusive interview. For now, I'm taking your leave. Tomorrow we have another big interview coming up. I'm not telling you with whom, but all I can tell you, it's a massive interview that I'm doing tomorrow. Maybe by tomorrow evening or day after, you'll get to see that interview as well. To give you a hint, it's going to be related to the IPL. So one more reason for you to subscribe to Sports Today. I'll see you then with that interview tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye.